This is The Joe Gaither Show on BamaCentral.com.
Good afternoon, Tuscaloosa. Good morning, Tuscaloosa. Goodness gracious, got to get in the habit of that. We are recording in the morning. Good morning, Tuscaloosa. This is the Joe Gaither Show on BamaCentral, BamaCentral.com. You are the listener, the viewer, listening to us on the BamaCentral YouTube channel, watching us on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and Amazon. You can find the Joe Gaither Show on BamaCentral wherever you find your favorite podcasts. Going to have a lot of fun today in the Derry Daniel State Farm Studios, live with my friend Mason Woods. You follow Mason Woods at MAWoods_. I thought I wanted the headphone turned down, but no, I don't like it that low. Welcome in. We're in the Derry Daniel State Farm Studio. He supplies us with all this great equipment. Honestly, it's great equipment. Thank you so much, Derek, for having us. You find Derek. He's going to supply you with all of your insurance needs at 205-758-3391. Call him today. Real quick call. He can run you through an auto insurance quote. Are you looking to sell your car, buy a new car? A lot of things that people don't consider. You got the car payment from the unit from the dealership. Well, your insurance is going to change, so you need to get updated insurance, and you need to be prepared for that. Call Derek at 205-758-3391 for all of your insurance needs. You can also do home insurance. You can also do life insurance, boaters insurance, renters, all of the insurance world over here at Derek Daniel State Farm. What are we going to do today, Mason? Y'all follow Mason Woods at MAWoods_ on the Twitter machine. Yesterday ended up being a great day with the boss. Me and Chris, Katie, we had an extended meeting, but I was unplugged for a lot of the day, Mason. I know I did get back to Tuscaloosa and watch Alabama's women lose in the SEC tournament, losing Greenville. Looked like they were in it most of the way. I watched part of it. I know it's probably the most Alabama women's basketball I've watched this year.
Yeah, they did not play particularly well, but it was still very close there at the end. I mean, they turned the ball over 19 times, I think I saw. They didn't shoot very well, but we're still, right there within 2 points at the end of the game. So I still think it's a very good basketball team, just had an off day, I guess.
You think she got fouled at the end, Sarah Ashley? I don't know if you saw that or not, but
I saw the clip on Twitter.
She gets the inbound. She's catching it kind of like I'm posted up. There's only like 2 seconds left.
Yeah. I don't really...
Go ahead.
You shouldn't have had yourself in that situation. That's what we'll say. I'll say that. You shouldn't have had yourself in that situation.
Mason, I feel like you feel like you're wearing some handcuffs. Here's the key. Here's the key. Your handcuffs are off. It's fine. You can go. It's fine.
Just go straight up with it. There's no time to make any kind of move or anything. I don't know if it was not communicated well enough exactly how much time was left, or if I don't know.
I'm with you right there. When you're in that time, it was like 1.8. It was like 2.4. It was something really, really low. When the clock is running down, I'm not the one to complain about a call on the last play. Sorry, I'm just not. Especially when there's that little time and it was kind of that much desperation. You already had a possession. Alabama had a possession that ended in a shot. It was a 3-point shot that came right off the front iron. Would have won the game. Mm-hmm. Ball bounces out of bounds. They review it. Oh, it did come off a Florida finger. Here's your last chance, right? Like, you already had your shot. You blew it, and the officials gave you another shot. We're not going to spend too much time on this because it's not that big of a deal to me.
And also, I can't provide as much insight to the women's game as I can to the men. Honestly, I don't follow it as much.
Everett Osmer wants us to coach the women's basketball team as well.
I think Kristen Curry's done a pretty dang good job.
Yes, I promise you don't want us coaching the women's team. There would be, again, chairs on the floor and just like you have the fan base would be, these guys don't get it. These guys do not understand what they're doing.
We have the malice at the palace. What would we have in Coleman Coliseum? That's what we'd have.
He says, Joe Gaither and Mason Woods for a women's basketball coach. I will support them. Everett, we appreciate you. You're on the Facebook machine commenting. You can be like Everett on the Facebook machine.
We need to coach us like a middle school basketball team.
That we'll start small.
Yeah.
Start small. The ladies, to circle back to that and kind of close the loop, are out of the SEC tournament. Okay. I'm 95% sure, correct me here. Selection Sunday for the women is this Sunday.
The 16th, I believe.
Oh, crap. So they get a whole week off?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, they do selection Monday, don't they? No.
I
Do-
was
they do-
looking at it this morning.
They do it like 4 hours after the men, don't they? That's
Dang.
that's what they do. Weird.
Yeah, so it will be, I guess, not this Sunday, but next Sunday.
All right, so we'll find out the ladies' fate next Sunday. They're definitely in the tournament.
Yeah,
we're not playing that game. The question for the ladies is, will they host a regional? Will they host first and second round? And if they do, man, we'll be there. Coleman Coliseum. Ah, God, I feel like such a front runner for us, such a bandwagoner for saying that. But it will be the first time, I think I read, since 1999 that Alabama has hosted first round games for the NCAA tournament, which would, look, to what you just said, Christy Curry, Mason Wood doing a good job. I know it's not national championship, but man, building every year, one step, two steps, one step forward, step and a half, two steps forward. Like the program is moving forward.
Yeah, ESPN has them as a 4 seed right now in Region 1, in Birmingham here. So
right, and
I'm
pretty positive that will mean that the first 2 rounds games will be in Coleman Coliseum, and then the next the sweet, what is it, 16 and Elite 8 in Birmingham.
So yeah, I mean, that was a tough loss. It was.
He said, Everett says, y'all would pack Coleman Coliseum. That's exactly right. I mean, I'll tell you this, it would be exciting. I don't know about wins and losses, but you'd get your money's worth on the entertainment side.
Yes, it may not be, exciting with the X's and O's, but hey, we're gonna have the Jimmies and the Joes out there.
Oh, just another couple of times to see Sarah Ashley Barker as she concludes her college career, hopefully with a very long NCAA tournament run.
I think they got a chance.
Sure.
I think we've talked about it. The parity with women's basketball, the top end is on another level from most of the rest of the country. So it's going to be really tough to win a title if you're not one of those teams. And, unfortunately, Alabama is not really in that tier of teams right now. But I think they are pretty firmly, kind of right on the outside looking in. And, they get a favorable draw. They get they find a team on an off night. Who knows?
I can see that. Absolutely. I think that we should expect them to be in the Sweet 16. We should expect them to win their first two round games as a 4 seed. So you're playing a 4-11,
right now
4-12.
They've got them matched up.
It's
with
5-12
Green Bay right now.
It's 5-12 matchup. It's 6-11. It's 4-13. That's right. Golly, got to get back in the mode. Oh, Mason, homework over the weekend.
Here we go. I don't like homework.
I know, but
I quit doing that a long time ago.
But this is fun. Well,
I remember the day graduating college and just thinking to myself, like, oh my God, you never have to do schoolwork again. That's crazy.
This won't be schoolwork per se,
I'm
but
all for personal homework.
Personal homework. I want you to decide for us what we're going to do for a bracket challenge for the Joe Gaither show. Are we going to take it on ESPN? Everybody plays, and we give something away. We Venmo, something, or do we do it through CBS Sports? Just pick us a platform.
Yeah, we'll do a little research, figure out. From my experience, I think the ESPN app works best generally, but I'll do a little reading, get some opinions from some folks, and see what some people think. Maybe we'll go with one of the other ones. But it sounds like a fun time. We can start a group, have everybody enter. And,
winner gets 15 minutes on the show just to gloat.
There we go. That'd be good.
Okay. Are you going to watch tomorrow? Alabama Auburn 1:30.
I just saw right before we started recording. You seen the line?
Is it like 20.5?
Alabama 8.5 point underdog.
That's about right. Yeah, that's about right. I'm not taking the Tide tomorrow. Not doing
Tide to cover that.
I was on a radio show in Mobile yesterday and basically said as much. I said there's no reason for anyone to take Alabama. So you said you're taking the Tide.
They cover that. They're not going to win the game. They cover that.
Okay, cover is fine. But that's not going to make anybody happy.
No, it's not going to make anybody. It would make could make your wallet happy if you want to throw a little wager down. I just, I know that we have seen this team through the last 2 games be pretty bad. The Tennessee game I think was a little weird because obviously, yes, they did not perform the way that we thought they were going to throughout the whole game. They could have done a lot of things better throughout the whole 40 minutes. But it's still, it's about that last 30 seconds. You had the game won, and then you get this just horrible, abysmal stretch where you just completely collapse in 30 seconds. So I don't know that game is necessarily a real indicator that, hey, that's who this team is. It's a little fluky. That Florida game, that one is a little more Sure. I mean, that was just wire to wire Florida beat you up. You came, you got it back there at the end a little bit, started hitting some shots. But again, that was more, I think, due to just the pace of the game at that point in time and not really anything you were doing overly well. So I don't think that Alabama, I'm not so down on them like I was just the other day. I've come back to reality a little bit. I still think I still know this team is very good. And I just, given the circumstances, given the rivalry game, it's such a big game. A lot of that has been piped up for so much. There is that revenge factor if they came to your place and beat you just a couple weeks ago. I just don't see Alabama getting beat that badly. I don't necessarily think that they are going to win this game just because it's in the jungle, and that's probably the hardest place to play in college basketball. If it's not the hardest, it's definitely one of them. But I think they keep this one close. I think everybody knows kind of what's on the line here, not necessarily from a, grand scheme of things, season standpoint, but from a personal standpoint and just getting the win over your rival.
Well, let's remind everybody that the voicemail line is open at 205-462-7340, extension 800. You can leave us a call on anything that's on your mind. Let's hear what was on the voicemail line.
What's going on, guys? Really disappointing loss. And it's not the loss that has me disappointed. It's really the effort from just about everybody, with the exception of 2 or 3 guys. It was about as bad as I've seen all year long. And to be honest with you, I think Clifford Amore needs to be arrested for stealing $800,000 or $1 million or however much money we paid to get him over here. Because that dude is about as useless on the court as anybody on this team. The dude's 6'11" and cannot rebound, cannot shoot, and cannot contest a shot when he has to guard someone standing straight up. I mean, I saw a guy who was 6'8", 6'9", and Thomas Howe just drive right by him and lay the ball in with no contest at all. I just don't understand if, he's not going to be an asset to this team against guys who are skilled down low, then he probably doesn't need to be out there. But, it's kind of too late to do anything about it now. I wouldn't mind seeing Aiden Terrell start in his place, and then maybe Cliff can give you a spark off the bench against a backup big man or against a starting center who's tired and fatigued. I'd like to hear y'all's thoughts on that. But we got one more game against Auburn. Probably going to take an L, if we're just being honest, but we'll look at the positives. It's not all bad, but really disappointing way to end the season for our last home game to send these seniors outright. But I'll talk to y'all later and Roll Tide.
Oh man, thank you so much, Hunter Brantley on the voicemail machine. I didn't turn the audio up enough. I don't think I heard it well, but I didn't manipulate it. I'll play it again later with enhanced audio. What he asked. Let's start with Cliff and Aiden Terrell.
I love Sherelle. I love Sherelle.
Yeah, but no rebounds in your how many minutes?
I mean, it's just not a feasible option to throw him out there as a starter.
That's the issue.
Yeah. You're not getting Hunter, you are correct. You are not getting the level of play that you need from Cliff Amore. That's a fact. You're also not going to get the level of play you need from Aiden Sherelle. It's just plain as day. Mm-hmm. This team does not have a big man that can bang inside with the best of the best.
Mason, my friends who listen to this show are going to have a field day with what you just said. Yesterday, it was well, Joe, if y'all just had a big man, it's like, well, we got a 6'11" Nigerian that's okay. He's okay.
Okay is pushing it even.
He's the best free throw shooter on the team.
Woo! He gets so many of them. I mean, the Clifford Amore experiment has failed. Okay, maybe we can't say it's failed yet. The season's not over, sure. But up to this point, it has been a failure.
What if we looked at it a different way? Is it drop coverage? Oh, my gosh, Coach. Look. Before we go here, you know more basketball than is in my freaking fingernail. Mm-hmm. Okay, you're the expert, Coach Oates. But we're playing this drop coverage, and my extremely amateur eyes are telling me that something's not right here. The disconnect. Now, freaking Bediako. Woo boy, Bediako with his long arms.
I mean,
Bediako would just wait for you. He'd just be like, okay, one more step and you're in my range. I'm trying to, like, the Venus flytrap is what he to me is. But I don't see. To me, you've got Cliff backing up, you've got Grant backing up, you've got Aiden backing up on the drop coverage, and you're inviting space. That's fine, but you got to be ready to jump back. You got to be ready to step back out. And look. The coaching points, the finer points, I don't know, but I'm sitting here watching the backup, watching the creating space, and you're getting. I mean, Auburn ripped you off the ball screen, wide open shot because drop coverage. I'm coming right over the ball screen. Nobody's hedging, so boom, I'm taking a shot, and Todd Pettiford is making you pay, or Chad Bacon-Brazar is making you pay. I definitely understand. You want rim protection. And so you want Cliff, and you want Grant, and you want these guys, you want Jaron, and you want Aiden Terrell to protect the rim. It makes sense. I don't know if the answer is the guards have to fight over the screen harder.
They certainly have to an extent, because they don't do it enough.
That's right. Like, to me, it's like, guys, you stop going under the screens. Stop. I know it's now. Going under the screens might be a finer point of coaching for drop coverage that I don't know. Sure. And if so, I default to that. But still, I don't know. As a concept of drop coverage, I just don't know if it's working for you. If it's able to... You invite them. I mean, obviously, you're inviting... This is going to make my friends even happier. You're inviting them into the mid-range to take that to take that ugly 17-footer. You're inviting them to, okay, I'm saying right by the hoop, and I got my guard who's Roman York. We'll kind of let you play in this middle 12 to 17 feet, 12 to 19 feet or so, which analytically, okay, the math is mathing for me.
Yep, I got you there. But we lose something in translation to the court.
Yes, it's from, the drop coverage. We get around the screen and, baby, I'm either going to take this from the free throw line, or I have enough space to build enough momentum to where I'm going to go challenge you at the rim, and it's no problem. It's the rim. It's not defending the rim that drives me the craziest. Against Florida, how many backdoor cuts? How many? Somebody's slashing through the lane and bam, catching the pass. Like, you have to stop the basketball at the rim. If this team gets beat in the tournament because somebody shoots 60% from three, 45% or more from three, you know what? Tip your cap, sure. And that just sucks. Like, Billy Donovan got you. You can't let easy access points to the rim. That's what drove me. Yeah. That's what drove me up the wall on Wednesday.
So Cliff is obviously the culprit in a lot of people's eyes here, but I mean, does it begin with the guards?
Well, I don't know if the actual culprit is Nate Oates and Brian Adams.
Well, sure, I guess, but if you can't stop anyone at the perimeter, your issues persist with the backdoor cuts and everything. Cliff is having to slack off his defense. Grant's having to slack off of whoever he's guarding, and then there he is wide open for a cut. I just we've talked about how much you miss Darian out there around the perimeter.
That's the biggest thing.
And I think that is such a big part of it. Mark, Aiden, Chris, I love you all. None of you are really efficient defenders. None of you are very great at stopping guys at the top of the key, stopping guys at the point. When they bring the ball up, it's frequently, I mean, every other possession, basically. We're switching off. Somebody needs to step up and fill the gap. There's a backdoor cut. Bang, dunk. It's just, I don't know. I don't know how you fix it, because here we are 30 games into the season and it's not been fixed. But that feels like, where the issues begin is there at the perimeter defense, because you can't stop anyone, and then it just snowballs into everyone else having to play out of position and so on and so forth.
I think Darian Reed is such the missing piece right now because of what he can do for you athletically in the rebounding department, in the defending department. So I'm hopeful that you don't see Darian Reed tomorrow. You're going to get an injury report about 7:00 tonight. I'm hoping that he's still listed as out. we'll hear from head coach Nato. It's about 12:30 after football today. We're heading over to the football facility at 10:45 to hear from Kane Womack and several defensive players. Well, I think it'll probably be 3. I bet they'll give us Tim Keenan, and Damani Jackson. No, Damani doesn't like to talk to us that much. Let's see. Tim Keenan, Justin Jefferson is out for spring, so it won't be him. Tim Keenan and
Keon Keeley.
Jamarian Latham.
Oh, there we go. I like that.
I think that might be a pick that we might hear from. Yeah, Tim Keenan and Jamarian Latham are but since they play both on the defensive line, they're probably going to give
secondary in
us right. Well, we got Bray Hubbard.
Yeah, there we go. That's the one. Media darling, Bray Hubbard.
Yeah, he was great last year with the media, so I imagine that he will be right up there for us today. Yeah.
Damani got more to deal with. He got bigger fish to fry.
Then to talk to me, of course he does. All right. I don't really want to spend too much more time on basketball because it's such a frustrating proposition right now, and I think we need to acknowledge that it's frustrating. Yes, we're all frustrated. But the reason I'm turning away from it right now is because we know what the next 4 weeks can hold. If you can just tolerate tomorrow, whatever happens, win or lose, however, and just give me another 7 days rest, 6 days rest before next Friday's SEC tournament game, I think that's what you're banking on. And so, look, whatever. Do not lose your brain over tomorrow. If Auburn beats Alabama's brains in, of course, call the show. Leave us a voicemail, 205-462-7340, extension 800. But keep your panties on because and like, do your Auburn fan friends tell them, congratulations, good job, great stuff. Like the circumstances broke the right way for Auburn this year.
You are playing your best basketball of the year 2 weeks before the NCAA tournament. Good on you.
Yeah. The circumstances have broken right for Auburn this year. Haven't really broken right for Alabama this year. And look, it's just the way of life. It's just the way of life. And if you, what can you do right now? You can adjust to the circumstances. Try to get some rest. Try to get as much rest as you can in until the real season starts.
Yeah, it's going to be impossible to convince anyone this, but tomorrow would be a good day to unplug if you have the opportunity. Maybe just don't even bother watching it. It's going to be all it's going to do is stress you out. Grand scheme of things, this game is not going to really have any effect on where Alabama is seated or anything hardly. So just if you have the inkling, maybe go have you a nice Saturday with the family. Tune out for a little bit, and then just check your phone, see that ESPN score, and just roll with the punches.
There you go. There we go. We're live in the Derek Daniel State Farm Studios, just off of McFarland Boulevard. You can call Derek and his team at 205-758-3391 for all of your insurance needs. Derek and his team would love to talk to you. Red, Reese, and Victoria are upstairs. They'd be happy to talk to you about your home insurance, your life insurance, your auto insurance. You got a son or a daughter moving across town, renter's insurance. They need it. Absolutely, with this town and the landlords, woohoo, they need it. Make sure that you are properly insured. 205-758-3391. Like a good neighbor, Derek Daniel and State Farm is there. Call and see how much Derek can save you today. As we keep going in the Derek Daniel State Farm Studios, we are so appreciative of Warren Tire and Auto Center. They have been a Tuscaloosa and University of Alabama staple since 1961. They're in their third generation of ownership. Warren Tire is the go-to place for all your automotive needs. They've got two great locations to better serve you. For tires, brakes, and alignment, reach out to the 15th Street location. That's 205-759-5505. That's right there by Central, across from the stadium. Is right there in your view, but you're on 15th Street. 205-759-5505 for brakes, tires, and alignment. But if you need other issues, you got oil change issues, you got air conditioning issues, electrical issues, really anything engine issues, go on University Boulevard, Warren Tire and Auto Center, University Boulevard. Call them at 205-758-2739. We appreciate Warren Tire and Auto sponsoring the program. We encourage you to use them for all your automotive needs. They broke into two locations so they can be more efficient. We all know we love efficiency. NATO, it's take the most efficient shot. Take your car to the most efficient place. Warren Tire and Auto right there. So if you need brakes, tires, and alignments, you see them on 15th Street. If you need all other automotive needs, you see them on University Boulevard. Okay, Mason Woods, we've got just one more practice. One more practice that the boys are taking a week off for spring break. Let's start right there. We are 2 years into, we're working on the second year for Kalen DeBoer. Last year, we got a practice or was it one practice? And then they went to spring break. Doesn't matter. They did practice once or twice before spring break. This is breaking the Nick Saban tradition. And now we can fully say that this is Coach DeBoer's preference because we've done it 2 years in a row. A little bit of practice before spring break, come back and do the last 3 weeks. Coach Saban would go on and I think Coach Saban would give him one practice or give him one workout and then the rest of it. DeBoer was a full week last week. Yeah, that's what it was. Last year, DeBoer did a full week, just like this week. 3 practices, Monday, Wednesday, Friday. Mm-hmm. And last year, it was Coach Saban. It was just the Friday practice and then go to spring break. Do you think that these nuance matters at all? I don't know.
Not really. I mean, I think if it was
we're doing it different than this.
I mean, if it was a decision between having practice after spring break versus not having practice, before or after, then sure, maybe there's a difference because I understand why you maybe want to get those in before spring break, just so it's fresh in their minds while they're at home. It's a little psychological. You're like, all right, I'm going to make you think about this for the next week, even though you're going to be home with all your friends and everything. Like it's still working in their heads. Like, oh man, I was just at football practice for 6 hours this week, 8 hours, 9 hours, whatever it was. So I get like why the coach wants to do that. I don't think it makes any difference whether it's 3 days of practice before or 1 day before. I think it's just getting them in the room, getting them all together, getting them thinking about football right before they go leave to spring break.
Well, Nick Saban wouldn't have done it that way.
Nick Saban's not here. Nick Saban's on a golf course.
It snuck up on me this year, but I'm fine with it. Have no issue.
It did feel like, and maybe it was not this way for everyone. Maybe it was just my own, timelines. It did kind of feel like compared to years past, there wasn't as much like, oh my God, here's spring football's coming, guys. It's spring football. Football's back. Like, I don't really even know if I saw hardly any of like the Alabama football is back posts because, nothing happened.
No, we saw it from a few of the football heads.
I'm sure.
From a few of the football heads. Cannot wait. Spring practice. Year number 2 underway. And it's like, that we're only going to talk to Coach DeBoer they've done a really good job this year, the athletics communication staff, in making sure we have seen nothing. This is not a complaint. This is just an acknowledgement of the situation. All of the availabilities have been late and have been off in the corner. They've done a great job of making sure what we saw Wednesday, what you saw on the BamaCentral YouTube channel, I took 10 minutes. Katie took 10 minutes. We got 2 little practice videos, and those were not the manicured practice videos from the university. That's what we saw. That's what we can see. And look, it's great to be there. I enjoyed seeing the young offensive linemen right in front of me. I enjoyed being like, yep, they are that big.
Jackson Lloyd left tackle?
They from Wednesday. Yeah, I haven't seen anything since Wednesday. And we're only going to get one more availability this spring. Where were we going with any of this?
Where were we going? Just talking about spring.
Oh, the excitement. People being, we're so excited about spring practice.
It's not there. I don't care. I know that sounds blasphemous. But
but I got a friend who's saying, Mason, you and I have to care. We have to care. It's our job to sunshine pump, to infuse hope, to infuse excitement.
I think we need to corner the market of people who aren't excited about it. We're the only ones talking about how spring practice is just a show and it doesn't really happen. I think that's our lane here. Everybody else can do their, look at, Jimmy Joe from wherever. He's 6'5". He put on 25 pounds this offseason. He's going to be an All-American. And we'll sit here and have the calculated take of, well, he's never played a snap of college football. He barely has played any organized football. Maybe he won't quite be that great this year.
Steve Abumoa? Steve. Steve, you might be a monster.
Might.
But I'm not
putting any stock in it.
I'm not losing my brain over a young man who has barely played in Canada and, great, he was disruptive at JUCO. Okay.
There's a lot of good players that go through JUCO.
Okay, great.
I want you to prove me wrong here. See, I'm not doubting you. I think you can be great, but go out and do it. Don't I'm not gonna just blindly hype up players who haven't really earned it. You know, like Damani Jackson.
Yeah, who? Okay,
Hype
perfect,
Damani Jackson
perfect. Go right here. Who is deserving of the hype? Who's deserving of the hype? Take me top 5 for Mason Woods. Top 5. These players need some hype.
We got Damani Jackson.
Boom. Hold on. I got you right here.
Damani Jackson, Ryan Williams, Caden Proctor. We'll go Jam Miller. I like Jam Miller. And give me somebody else from the defense. Give me Tim Smith. Or sorry,
Tim Smith's
Keenan.
gone.
Sorry, Tim Keenan. I always get them confused.
That's right. 2 Tims, both up there. All right. I'm not against that. I was looking at the button. Name those off again. Tim Keenan. You said Damani Jackson. You said Jam Miller. You said Caden Proctor. And you said Ryan Williams. All right.
Now, these are all players who have put things on tape who are deserving to be hyped up going into this season.
I like that. I'm going to go.
I'm sure I missed some folks.
Oh, boy.
Jeremy?
Yeah, Jeremy seems like a probably. Oh. Who do I like? Okay, here we go.
Maybe our friend from Texas A&M?
It's Parker Brailsford.
Oh, yeah, I love that.
It's Parker Brailsford. It's Zay Mincy.
Ooh. Bray Hubbard.
Yeah, I was trying to think whether I was going to go Bray, Keon Sabb, or Zay Mincy. Like, people forget Keon Sabb is still on this team.
Yeah.
So maybe, okay, scratch Zay Mincy. Scratch that. All right, back up. So we're going Parker Brailsford. We are going Parker Brailsford 5 times.
I like that.
We're going. I'm not with you with Proctor.
That's fair.
I mean, good player, but good player. You still need another step before I'm falling all over myself thinking, oh, what a tackle. Look at Jonah Williams out there. No.
This is fair.
All right, so Parker is number 1 for my height. Damani is definitely in here.
I love Damani.
Yeah,
Jackson.
You said Damani too, right?
Yeah, he was my number 1.
Yeah, Damani's got to be like, duh. It's Parker Brailsford. It's Damani Jackson. I'll go opposite and go Jeremy. Yeah, instead of Ryan.
Yeah,
I mean either one.
Pick.
Either one. Pick one.
Yeah.
And I think you're Nikai Hill-Green. So one of these inside linebackers is going to get a lot more play this spring than anything because Deontay and Justin Jefferson. So it's like Nikai Hill-Green or Caden Jones. Well, do we want to? I'd like you, Caden, but you redshirted, and I'm pretty sure you redshirted. Didn't really get significant action. Got cleanup action. So I'll go Nikai Hill-Green for number 4 and number 5. Golly, just
this exercise is maybe painting a picture that this roster is not quite as amazing as we kind of thought.
No, well, it's good, but it's just like people that I think are top end.
There's only a handful of them.
And I also don't want to double up. That's the other part. It's like so we're looking for not 5 but 10. But we have doubled up a little bit.
Yeah, there might not be 10 players that are at this point.
It's Quay Russo. It's Quay Russo.
Yeah.
It's Quay Russo. Yeah. There, I'm comfortable with that. I'm comfortable with him as my 5th. Oh, so today, I guess I'm going to ask all my questions about Quay Russo.
There we go.
Kane, coach.
Now call him Kane.
See, I just hate that. I can't do it. It's easy.
It feels strange.
It rolls off my tongue easier. All the questions roll off my tongue. Hey, coach, what do you think? Hey, coach, what do you know? And that way, like, it doesn't matter if it's Saban, DeBoer, Oates, doesn't matter. It's always, hey, coach, what do you? Hey, coach, how do you? What's the? It just that's the setup that rolls off my tongue easier.
Yeah, I don't like the first name thing. I just don't know. I don't know you. I don't know them. I don't know Kane Womack. I've never met the man.
Yeah, I feel weak. When other reporters drop the Kalen, what do you think? I'm like,
it always just hits your ear a little weird.
Yes, and like I'm not going to do the Rick Carly. Oh my God, middle finger to you. She disrespected Nick Saban. That girl said, Saban, crazy. What do you think about? Oh, and he was like, Lawson, well, you got to call him coach.
Yeah, that was wild. I don't care that much, but I will probably in an interaction go opt for coach.
it's just easier to me. It's not really like, yes, respect, great, but it's not really even about respect. It's just like, of course I respect it. Right. Of course I respect you, but like, it's just easier to deliver the question. What else you want to go into, Mason? It's the weekend. We're going into the weekend, and why don't we look real quick? Baseball and softball. Golly, what are they going to be doing this weekend? Softball has a big weekend scheduled. I think they have 5 or 6 games. I mean, baseball has a home weekend, blah, blah, blah. You can watch Justin LeBron, apparently the best athlete on campus.
Yeah, 9 homers on the year. I think what did I see? 6 RBIs in the last 2 games.
Okay, this weekend the boys are these are the girls. This is softball. The ladies are at Spring Break Showdown right here in Tuscaloosa, Louisiana, Iowa twice, and Louisiana again. Yeah, Louisiana twice, Iowa twice. Coming into the town starting tonight, a doubleheader, and tomorrow doubleheader. The boys, on the other hand, are playing Presbyterian. I grew up Presbyterian. They're playing a weekend series against Presbyterian, and they are still 14-0. What's it going to take, Mason Woods, to get you excited? Like, neither of us are diamond sports guys. That's no problem. Yeah. What will it take? Baseball 14-0. Softball is, where's my record right there? 16-6. 16-6. What will it say? Does it? Justin LeBron, takes charges the mound on somebody. Like, what's it gonna take?
I'd probably watch that on a YouTube video that was about 3.5 minutes long.
Right, and you would not go out to the Joe the next week and say, rah, 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 great job.
I think this sums it up pretty well. In the MLB currently, we're seeing Shohei Ohtani be like the greatest athlete that's ever graced the league, and I have never watched him play a baseball game.
Whew.
I'm just not I'm not a baseball guy, not really a dime. I like softball a lot more than I like baseball, but even then, it's like you'll catch me watching the World Series, and that's about it. The sport is not for me. Baseball has never been for me. I liked playing baseball as a kid, loved playing baseball. I have never been able to watch it. Even if I go to a baseball game, I mean, it's a chore to sit there for 9 innings and watch it happen.
Is that just a beer drinking competition for yourself?
Yeah.
999 challenge?
Sure. And it's a personal thing with me. I just have never been a baseball guy. I don't know. The people that love it. Like the baseball purists out there, our friend Will Miller that we've had on before, like,
he's a psychopath.
Those people go nuts for baseball.
Will Miller, you are a psychopath.
But I just can't get enough for me. It's never been for me. If they find themselves deep in a postseason run this year, I'll probably be tuning in to see it happen, just because I'd like to watch it live if they were to win. But that's going to be about what it takes.
What's the one thing we're going to be reading today from Alabama football? What are we going to be? Kane's going to talk. We'll get 1 to 3 players.
Somebody's going to ask about Keon Keeley, and that'll be what everybody runs with.
Fine, I'll do it. It'll be easy. It'll be me, or it'll be Mike Rodak. It'll be me or Mike, or maybe Alex Scarborough. I mean, he's a popular player. People want to know what
fan favorite.
People want to know what he's doing if he's going to get on the field this year. Ugh. I was told yesterday. What was I told? How can I put this? Who was the third player? Yeah. Oh, yeah. This was what I was told. Clay Russo is talented but dumb. I mean, this is going to go off the rails. Talented but dumb. What's the Yanzi Pierre? No. Yeah, that's what this. Yanzi was third because I was asking about Yanzi. So the answer I got was Quay Russo is talented but dumb. Keon Keeley is smart but not talented, and Yanzi Pierre is neither. And I thought, no, that is not true.
It can't be true. It just can't be true.
That is not true. This person was being hyperbolic.
Sure.
But obviously. This person knows a little more than I does. I'll be honest.
Now, just, taking a step back, not thinking about really any of these players as like their personal lives or anything like that, taking any of that into account, just purely looking at objective things here. The notion that Keon Keeley maybe does understand it all up here, but can't produce on the field, that would track. Given what we've seen from him.
It definitely tracks.
with Quay Russo, I think it also tracks as well. Because we have seen it in spurts where he's been an elite edge rusher, but you can never get any bit of consistency because he's always out of position every other time he's on the field. We haven't seen Yanzi Pierre enough to even have an opinion on him, really.
That's what I wanted to push back on a bit.
That's that one I have a bit of an issue with. And I don't now, we said it with Nate Oates.
He's a big man.
Kalen DeBoer, you know more football in your pinky finger than I know in my whole body. So there's a reason that, Yanzi Pierre did not see the field last year.
Because he wasn't he a true freshman?
That's kind of where I'm going.
Redshirt freshman last year.
I think it's
freshman.
more inexperience than it is. We don't trust this guy. We don't think he's good. We don't think he can handle it. I think it's just we have two guys who do have experience, and while we don't love what we get out of them, they're at least experienced.
He played in 11 games last year, Yanzi. Six tackles, including half of a tackle for a loss.
Hey.
To go along with one quarterback hurry and a pair of pass breakups. Yanzi Pierre from Eufaula, Alabama, 6'3", 248. I think you've got a lot of edge rushers on this team that can be. Let's get after some quarterbacks. That's what we're going to ask Kane today. How are. Ooh, thank you. All right.
Ding, 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 ding.
Yeah, because it was mentioned.
Light bulb moment.
Yeah, it was definitely mentioned in the last couple of weeks. Yeah, thank you very much. You're connecting dots here. It was mentioned the last couple of weeks. Yeah, it was mentioned the last couple of weeks that Kane Womack pressed a lot of buttons last year to get pressure from a schematic standpoint. Not from a I'm pressing your buttons, but
no, I believe this.
But hey, we're getting out of base.
Do a lot of things.
Yeah, we're getting out of base. We're getting into this. We're getting into that. We're this is a green dog in here. Sure. We're bringing pressure there. That was what was mentioned. That Womack had to get into the bag to come up with some defensive tackles for losses and some sacks. That's what we're gonna. Hey, coach. Hey, coach. How are we gonna frame this? Hey, coach. Hey, coach. What do you notice in the personnel this year? Understanding the scheme. What's your thoughts on VIA? What's your thoughts on pressure? What's your thoughts on something like that? Something. How are we going to take? How do you plan to take last year's pressure that you created and turn it into pressure in 2025? Something that. We got a couple hours. I'll frame that there. But you got all these edge rushers, and we were told that the Womack had to manipulate some things here and there to get pressure last year. I wonder if we can marry those two concepts into a question that he might answer.
He seems like, every bit of.
I like him. He's a good answer.
Yes,
he gives a good answer.
He is a good, good interview, a good press conference. He doesn't just get up there and do the very basic, like, we play as a team and we are happy to be here. Like, he gives you a little bit of juice with his answers. He's got a little bit of personality to him. I can always appreciate a coach that does that.
Dijon Lee, that's what's going to be written today.
You're probably right.
Dijon Lee, how is he fitting in? That's what's going to get written today. Especially if you get Damani, if you get one of these veteran defensive backs, and you're going to say, what do you see out of Dijon Lee? And you ask Kane Womack, what do you see out of Dijon Lee? And then you stitch everything together, and there's your 400 words, and smack it right on the website, and boom.
Dijon, he's not from Mater Dei, right? That's
Mission
McDonald, right?
Mission Viejo.
I always get them confused.
Yeah, Chuck McDonald is from Mater Dei. Yeah. How them California corners doing? That you might combine them both.
Sure, there we go.
All right, Mason, what you doing this weekend?
Ooh, what am I doing this weekend? I don't know. Probably gonna have to go get my oil change tomorrow. That'll be a whole lot of fun.
If you're getting your oil change, make sure that you go to Warren Tire and Auto Center, University Boulevard, because that's where they do the oil changes. They don't do it on 15th Street. For all your automotive needs, including oil changes, you can reach out to Warren Tire and Auto on University Boulevard at 205-758-2739. Mason, if it turns out you need actual brakes, tires, alignment on that vehicle, hop on over to 15th Street and call them at 205-759-5505. They're in the third generation of family ownership. Warren Tire and Auto has been a staple of West Alabama, really, entire West Alabama. Yes, Tuscaloosa, but really the entire county for 3 generations since 1961. My man Russ Warren is getting himself a podcast started as well. So if you want to hear from Russ, make sure you check out his podcast and make sure you call him. Call them at University Boulevard at 205-758-2739 or at 15th Street, 205-759-5505. Mason, that wasn't planned, so, well done, alley-oop. What else are you getting into?
Ooh, man, oh, man. Gonna be probably a pretty slow weekend. Honestly, probably sit around the house a bunch, not do a whole lot.
No wrestling this weekend.
Yeah, no,
except
no
tonight.
Yeah,
Cody Rhodes coming back tonight to address Travis Scott.
That's what I'm looking. That's what I'd like to see. I saw the report of the busted eardrum and thing. I saw it on Twitter. And my immediate reaction to that was like, okay, kind of wink, wink. Maybe this is just part of it, playing it up for the story, whatever. But like I saw the video, and not the video of the slap, but another angle where it showed Cody Rhodes like rolling over and sitting back up, and like the man's he cannot hear out of his ear. He is sitting there like you can see it in his eye. He's dazed. He's trying to get his ears to pop. Stop. Don't bring untrained people into these events to do these things. I've seen this discourse a lot, and I completely agree with it. It is so dangerous and stupid to throw him out there and give him the opportunity to hurt one of the star of your company, the face of your company right now.
We are building the storyline around this person.
And now he is potentially going to have to be sidelined for an amount of time because Travis freaking Scott smacked him in the ear.
It's like, dude, bro.
And they're bringing Travis Scott back. He will be back for more events. He's going to be doing actual matches, it sounds like. I saw the clip of him talking to Triple H after, and it's, that was awesome. And Triple H says, well, just wait until you're doing it for real. I guarantee we get some kind of Bad Bunny Travis Scott match. That would be awesome. I would be cool with that. But like, train the man. Do not put him out there if he has not been trained, gone through the ringer. Like, teach him how to do these things.
You better hope Travis Scott comes back because Cody Rhodes owes him one.
That receipt gonna be nasty.
Yes, exactly. It's gonna be in the middle of one of those matches, and
what are we gonna get? Is it gonna be a crossroads to Travis Scott?
No, it'll probably be I actually punched you.
I hope so. I hope he knocks him out.
I actually punched you, and you weren't ready for it. Have you ever heard? Is it Braun Strowman and Brock Lesnar? Maybe I don't remember. They get into in the Royal Rumble. They get into a spot, and Strowman like. I think he elbows him on accident, and Strowman said Brock Lesnar got it. Don't. It's like you got to be careful in there.
Yeah, man.
So we'll hear that tonight. Cody Rhodes will come back. He'll probably have a busted bandage all on his face and start talking all kinds of mess about.
I need him to come out in like a full face wrap or something.
He needs the Donald Trump ear bandage.
There we go.
The ear bandage.
Maybe he's got a sling on or something. That'd be good. Send him out in a wheelchair.
We on the wrestling track. Get up to Jasper. They're running an event tomorrow night. They're up in Jasper, New Era Wrestling. We have two tickets to the Crimson Clash, March 16th. That'll be Sunday, March 16th. Coming up in about 10 days now. You can watch Rhino and the Alpha Alexander Lincoln, the Alpha Alexander Lincoln compete at the Crimson Clash right over here, Buddy Powell Pavilion. Cannot wait for that, actually. Alabama's going to win the SEC championship. You're going to go to church. Alabama's going to win the SEC championship. Then you're going to go over to the Crimson Clash. It's a perfect day. And you're going to see, I think the Alpha Alexander Lincoln is going to pull one out there. They're going to get Rhino going in for a big old gore, his version of the spear. He's going to sidestep it. He'll sidestep it, do the Ole, and here's how I see it. I see sidestep, throw him into the ropes, and as he comes back, he can get him in the Lincoln Law finisher, bam, and in the match that way. We have 2 tickets. All you got to do is call the voicemail line 205-462-7340 extension 800. Over the weekend, you can call about SmackDown tonight. You can call about Alabama softball and baseball tonight. And over the weekend, you can call about Alabama basketball tomorrow. If you're an Auburn fan and you want to talk a little mess, okay, you can do that too.
Sure.
Welcome
aboard.
Yeah, we'll take you. You can call on any topic, really. The only rule is if you curse, you will get a no. Dang, I thought I had that button handy, but I guess it's on the other. It's on the other side. All right, we're getting out of here for the day. We thank everybody for watching us on YouTube, Facebook, Twitter. Subscribe to the Joe Gaither Show on BamaCentral on your favorite podcast platform. Find me on Facebook. I added a Facebook page this week, the Joe Gaither Show on BamaCentral. Find me right there, and we'll talk to you on Monday right here on BamaCentral. And Hunter Brantley is filling in for Theo on Monday. So you definitely want to see how that goes off the rails because it will, for sure. We'll talk to you on Monday with Hunter Brantley right here in the Derry Daniel State Farm Studios. This is the Joe Gaither Show on BamaCentral and BamaCentral.com.